This is why UFC fighters are actually scared of Justin Gaethje.
Justin Gaethje, this guy, he hit like truck, you know.
Gaethje, he partially tore my quad.
Justin Gaethje's a monster. He's a monster. He's a terrifying individual.
When fighters step into the cage with Justin Gaethje, they're not just worried about losing. They're worried about the damage they'll carry for weeks, months, or even the rest of their careers.
Nobody hit harder than Justin Gaethje.
Gaethje doesn't just beat opponents, he breaks them. Torn quads, shattered noses, legs that won't stop swelling. He's the kind of fighter who leaves you limping long after the fight is over. And the fear started early in his UFC career when he issued a warning to the entire lightweight division. Gaethje made his UFC debut against Michael Johnson at the Ultimate Fighter 25 finale in 2017, and he came in with one mission: prove that his violent style would work at the highest level. Johnson was confident and wasn't buying into the hype around the WSOF champion.
We're gonna bang, don't get it wrong, but you're out of your league on this one, buddy.
This is a fool. Who's broken me in the UFC? I'll wait, you know, you can tell me who. Nobody's broken me in the UFC, and it won't be a newcomer, I'll tell you that.
But Gaethje wasn't concerned with what anyone thought. He knew exactly what he was bringing to the octagon.
I ain't here to talk shit. Hey, I do my talking in the cage. That's all I care about. I'm preparing right now, and I'm a violent motherfucker. I'm the most violent lightweight on this planet, and I will prove that.
No, you're
Inside the octagon, Gaethje delivered on his promise. He walked through Johnson's strikes and unleashed brutal leg kicks and hooks that had Johnson visibly hurt multiple times. Both men traded heavy shots in an absolute war, but Gaethje's relentless pressure and damage output were too much. In the second round, the ref stepped in to stop the fight, giving Gaethje the TKO victory in his UFC debut.
I broke him. Said I was gonna break him, I broke him.
After his explosive debut, Gaethje faced his toughest test yet when he took on Dustin Poirier in 2018. Poirier was a top contender with elite boxing and power, and many believe this would be the fight that exposed Gaethje's wild style.
This is going to be a battle. We're both going to be bleeding. We're both going to have to dig down deep, but I look forward to that. I'm a real fighter, and you know, pushing myself and digging down deep is what fighting is.
The more we're fighting in the pocket, you know, the more uncomfortable he's gonna be. And obviously, my leg kicks will be a huge factor in this fight. We've all seen him fight Jim Miller, and I'm going to keep him guessing whether I'm going to kick his leg off, take him down, or punch him in the face.
What followed was an instant classic. Both men stood in the pocket and traded bombs for 4 straight rounds. Gaethje's leg kicks were brutal, chopping away at Poirier's lead leg with every exchange. But Poirier's boxing was sharper, and he landed clean counters that rocked Gaethje multiple times. In the 4th round, Poirier caught Gaethje with a clean combination that dropped him, and the ref stepped in to stop the fight. Gaethje had lost, but the damage he inflicted on Poirier was undeniable. Weeks after the fight, Poirier revealed the full extent of the punishment Gaethje's leg kicks had caused.
Who's the best guy you fought that had kicks like that you said, oh man, this is a
Gaethje probably. He partially tore my quad. Gaethje.
Wow. He throws.
Into the fight, him not caring about position and throwing kicks as hard as he can just to land them, not worried about like the repercussion.
Even in defeat, Gaethje had proven that fighting him came with a cost. After back-to-back losses to Poirier and Alvarez, Gaethje needed a statement win. He got his chance when he was booked against Edson Barboza, one of the most dangerous leg kickers in UFC history, in 2019. Many wondered if Gaethje would try to avoid Barboza's lethal kicks, but Gaethje had other plans.
I'm a big fan to watch the fights, you know. I love to watch his fights. He's a true fighter. He's coming forward. He tried bang with everybody, and definitely that's gonna be, like I said, it's gonna be a fun night.
And is the winner the king of the leg kicks?
I don't know, but I hope it really be the king of the night. That's my night.
Gaethje was confident he could break Barboza down with relentless pressure.
We've seen many times before pressure can break someone like this guy. He has to set his feet to throw his kicks. He has to set his feet to throw his punches, so I'm gonna do my damnedest not to let that happen. I'm not gonna let him set his feet, and once I touch him, you know, he's gonna go to sleep.
When the fight started, both men immediately began trading brutal leg kicks. It was a war of attrition, with each fighter testing who could take more damage. Gaethje won the exchange, landing heavier and more damaging kicks that slowed Barboza down. Less than 3 minutes into the first round, Gaethje caught Barboza with a perfect right hand as he tried to circle away, knocking him out cold. With the knockout, Gaethje had proven he could outkick one of the best kickers in the sport and finish him in devastating fashion. After 2 more first-round knockouts over James Vick and Donald Cerrone, Gaethje earned his shot at the interim lightweight title against Tony Ferguson at UFC 249 in 2020. Ferguson was on a 12-fight win streak and was known for his insane durability and unbreakable will. But Ferguson was confident he could break Gaethje, just like he'd broken everyone else.
Anytime I ever fought an opponent, they just break mentally and physically and spiritually. They just can't handle inside that octagon. Gaethje's not going to be anything different from these guys. I'm not going to hold back. Punches, knees, kicks, and elbows. I'm bringing out the blades for this fight.
Gaethje knew this would be his toughest puzzle yet.
No, I think the puzzle is going to be hard. There's so many unknowns with Tony. You know what Khabib's going to do. And then how do you beat Tony? I don't know. I'm going to find out.
From the opening bell, Gaethje was relentless. He pressured Ferguson with crisp boxing and brutal leg kicks, landing clean shots that visibly hurt the veteran. Ferguson tried to fight back, but Gaethje's power was too much. Round after round, Gaethje battered Ferguson with punches and kicks, leaving him bloodied and battered. In the 5th round, the ref finally stepped in to stop the fight, and Gaethje, lightweight champion.
You felt the stoppage was well timed?
Yeah. I don't want to throw anybody under the bus, especially this guy, because I love him, but Chuck Liddell's like blowing me up saying that was a horrible stoppage, and that's crazy. I actually think the fight could have been stopped a little sooner, to be honest with you. Tony took a lot of damage tonight. Not only did he take a lot of damage, he took damage from a guy who hits like a truck, guy who punches very hard, and usually knocks people unconscious when he hits them with those shots. So I think the stoppage was great, and I think it actually could have been stopped sooner.
Ferguson was emotional in defeat, and years later admitted he wished he could have fought Gaethje differently.
If you could have one fight, any fight, go back in time, Nostradamus crystal ball, who would the opponent be? Would it be Khabib? Would it be Conor McGregor? Would it be somebody else?
Oh, son of a... You named them both. Yeah, of course it would be a combination plate of McNuggets and tiramisu, it really would. But if I could go back and fight another time, it would be Gaethje. And I would actually give a shit and fight that one.
After losing his interim title to Khabib Nurmagomedov, Gaethje faced another dangerous opponent in Michael Chandler at UFC 268 in 2021. Chandler was coming off a knockout loss to Charles Oliveira and was known for his explosive power. Heading into the fight, Chandler was confident he could beat Gaethje decisively.
I'm not asking for a title shot after this. I do think when I go out there and decisively beat Justin Gaethje in the manner in which I think I'm going to, I believe it's going to raise some questions, it's going to raise some eyebrows.
Gaethje respected Chandler's skills, but knew what was at stake.
I like the way he fights. There's not a lot of bad things that I could say. You know, at the end of the day, he's trying to take everything from me. He's trying to take the money off my table. He's trying to take the opportunity off my table. He's trying to take my title shot. So yeah, I don't like him because of that.
What followed was an instant classic and one of the most violent fights in UFC history. Both men stood in the pocket and traded bombs for 3 straight rounds. Gaethje landed brutal leg kicks that had Chandler visibly limping, while Chandler connected with power shots that rocked Gaethje multiple times. When the final bell rang, both men were battered and exhausted. Gaethje won by unanimous decision in what was immediately hailed as one of the greatest fights ever. After his war with Michael Chandler, Gaethje faced elite striker Rafael Fiziev at UFC 286 in 2023. Fiziev was on a 6-fight win streak and was considered one of the most dangerous strikers in the division. Heading into the fight, Fiziev was confident and hungry for violence.
I waiting the best Gaethje in front of me. I waiting he's best in shape, and I waiting hard fight from him. Waiting blood. I going to take his heart.
Gaethje was ready to deliver another show.
I'm going to blow the roof off this arena. I'm the most exciting fighter that has ever stepped in the octagon in the history of this sport.
The fight lived up to the hype. Both men traded heavy shots for 3 straight rounds in an all-out war. Gaethje landed brutal leg kicks and power punches, while Fiziev connected with sharp combinations and body kicks. However, controversy struck when Fiziev suffered an eye poke that left him struggling to see out of one eye. Despite the setback, the fight continued, and Gaethje edged out a majority decision victory. After the fight, Gaethje acknowledged the damage both men took.
He wanted to taste my blood, but unfortunately, he was drowning in his blood.
Years later, when they rematched, Fiziev admitted the toll these fights take.
I want to shake his hand and I think, bro, you give me this chance again, man. Wow, thank you so much.
I don't want to go hospital this time, but it's true words. It's true words. When people like me and Justin going to the octagon, we always from the octagon have to go to some pharmacy.
A few months after his war with Fiziev, Gaethje got the fight everyone wanted to see, a rematch with Dustin Poirier at UFC 291 in 2023, this time with the BMF title on the line. 5 years after their first war, Poirier remembered the torn quad and was ready to match Gaethje's violence.
Dustin, he doesn't like go out of his way to portray that, but he's kind of got that aura about him now as the chaos and the most violent and all that, but I really am that, and he knows that. So let's go there.
Gaethje knew this fight would be a war.
Dustin said, if this fight goes 25 minutes, you'll both be talking about it in the hospital because that's where you'll be. Do you sort of agree with that assessment?
Yeah, probably. I mean, we both created a lot of damage. And 25 minutes is a long time to create that damage. So I mean, that's a pretty fair assessment, I would say.
In the first round, Poirier came out sharp, landing clean boxing combinations. But Gaethje stayed patient, waiting for his moment.
From now, about a minute gone by round 2.
Midway through the second round, Gaethje landed a perfectly timed head kick that dropped Poirier to the canvas. Gaethje followed up with ground and pound, forcing the ref to stop the fight and giving Gaethje the BMF title. After the fight, Poirier reflected on how the finish surprised him.
I was kind of surprised he threw a high kick in the first round. I didn't think he was going to go back to it, and I was kind of trying to hide my kick to the body with the cross, kind of the same thing he did. And he kept dipping so hard when I threw that body kick. He kept dipping, and then one time I said, I'm going to switch it and throw the left hand and throw the knee down the middle, and I'll catch him, and he pulled back on that one. The one time I did something different, he pulled back. So, you know, that's fighting. That's why I love this sport.
At UFC 300 in 2024, Gaethje defended his BMF title against Max Holloway in what would become one of the most iconic fights in UFC history. Holloway was a legend at featherweight and was moving up to lightweight to challenge Gaethje. Both men promised violence, and that's exactly what they delivered.
I think a true BMF is a guy who, you know, who's willing to fight. It's the fight game. That's what we love, you know. Like I said, for 25 minutes, I'm going to go in there. He's going to come for my neck. I'm going to come for his neck. And, you know, after we can hug it out, you know, go get a beer.
It's huge. It's huge for my legacy. It's huge for my resume. You know, I've been watching this guy. I was watching him way before I ever thought about being in the UFC. And, yeah, this is the guy that I looked up to. So it's cool to see how far I've come and where hard work will get you.
For 4.5 rounds, both men stood in the pocket and traded bombs. Gaethje landed brutal leg kicks and power shots, while Holloway's volume and precision kept him in the fight. In the final 10 seconds, with the fight nearly over, Holloway pointed to the center of the octagon, challenging Gaethje to stand and trade one final time. Gaethje accepted. Both men threw everything they had, and Holloway landed a clean shot that knocked Gaethje out cold, with just 1 second left on the clock.
Look at this. Holloway just told him, stand right here. Big connection late. Holloway wins the BMF title.
Despite the again proven that he was willing to risk everything for the sake of putting on a show. Both men left the octagon as legends.
I just watched the Max fight today for the first time. And I think I fought really well. You know, it's just he was so great that, you know, fought really well that night. With that aggressive style and, you know, my skills being, you know, much more refined and much more accurate, that, you know, that's a dangerous combination.
Justin Gaethje is truly the embodiment of violence in the octagon. He doesn't just fight to win. He fights to break his opponents, to leave them limping, swollen, and battered long after the final bell rings. Whether it's a torn quad, a shattered nose, or legs that won't stop aching, fighting Justin Gaethje comes with a cost. And that's why fighters aren't just scared of losing to him. They're scared of the damage that comes with stepping into the cage with the highlight. Is there anyone who can match his violence and walk away unscathed? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel and check out why UFC fighters are truly scared of Paddy Pimblett.